Hey, you crazy cats! Welcome to Leaving Crazy Town, where we navigate the roller coaster of relationships, mental health, and personal transformation with humor as our trusty seatbelt.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and with my buddy Finn, we're here to share our real stories, expert insights, practical tips to help you break free from codependency, reclaim your life, and find freedom.
So whether you're wrestling with boundary issues, craving connections that won't ghost you, or just here for a front row seat to the wild ride of self-discovery, you've come to the right place.
So buckle up, we're leaving Crazy Town.
Welcome to Leaving Crazy Town with Finn and Sarah. Today we're going to talk about, are they really pleased when we people please?
Okay, folks, this is the thing. The answer is no. And I know all of you are probably squawking at that right now, but I just think about when someone kind of asks me, like, you know, part of people pleasing is about control. We're trying to control someone else. But the reason we're trying to control someone else is because why? Because we're uncomfortable with what's happening for us. So the whole idea of people pleasing isn't really about helping the other. Okay, I know people are going to be upset. It's not about helping. It's not that you can't help someone in certain arenas. But when it becomes this kind of chronic pattern, like most of you who are codependent have, it's really about us.
And one of the ways you might know that it's a controlling, people-pleasing scenario is if you like rage help, because I've rage helped. I'd carried my wife's suitcases in a rage, helped her with bags and boxes in a rage, because I couldn't tolerate to see her carrying a suitcase, and I thought it was my job, so I would grab it out of her hands and rage help.
I love rage help. I love the term rage help. It just makes me laugh.
Because you're so resentful that you're in a scenario where you have to help, but they didn't ask, but you know, it's rage help.
Oh God. And that's another, okay, that would be another tool, which is wait for someone to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the tool for this one, I think, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great example, and I'm sure you guys have done this with your children. And another kind of topic we're going to get into probably in this episode is control. So my son, I got a piece of furniture delivered in a box. And my son said to me before, when he saw this was happening, because I moved to a new place, he says, listen, I love to put stuff together. I've been practicing, and I'd really love it if you just let me do it the next time instead of hiring some random guy.
He loves to put stuff together.
Loves to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I totally forgot about that. I went blank about that when this incident happened. Okay. So I get this new coffee table, and it's Christmas time, and his girlfriend's here, and he says, hey, I'm thinking of putting the coffee table together. So
I just want to point out that there's nothing more exciting for a guy than to be able to assemble furniture, especially in front of the girlfriend.
Oh my God. Okay. And I didn't go totally rogue, but I had a mini relapse. All right. So my house, this place is not big. It's like a tiny little carriage house. So the whole thing is in my living room, and he's, organizing everything. And in my mind, I start thinking, oh, he doesn't know really how to do this. Oh, he's struggling with this. He's upset that it's hard. Like, I just start making up all these stories. Why? Because I'm projecting that he's having a hard time with this when, folks, no hard time. He's doing it. Go ahead.
Let me pause you for a second and ask you a question. How do you feel when you're assembling stuff?
I enjoy it. Unless I'm super frustrated, then I'll call you.
All right. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you've expressed some frustration with it. So I didn't know, like, is that...
Finn. Okay. Perfect. So basically, Finn just kind of did a deeper dive. I'm projecting onto my son my own frustration putting things together in the past. He is on the floor. He's literally got, I think, YouTube going or a movie going as he's doing all this stuff. Totally fine. What do I start doing because of my discomfort? Chronically asking him if he needs help. Okay, so one thing we talk a lot about is you ask once, and if they say no, you go do something else.
You ask how many times? Once. I just want to reiterate that for our audience.
So I walk by as he's there, and I'm trying to keep busy because apparently I'm getting anxious. And I say, hey, bud, do you want me to get some screws for you or whatever? I asked him something. He's like, no, I'm all set. That was it. That was the answer. Okay. And I'm going to admit to the audience, I'm not perfect. And I think I asked him maybe
That's
5
okay.
times.
Then can I do a deeper dive and ask you a question? I know for
Yes.
me in that scenario,
Yes.
when I ask someone if they need help, I used to really go down this path of not trusting their answer, but deciding that they can't tell me they need help. So if I keep asking, maybe eventually they'll get to the place where they can.
Yeah. And what's so interesting is, like you said, like he's fine. I keep getting more anxious. And so it's like, I'm not sure. We'd have to like talk another time about what that's about because I'm not really sure right now. But I would let it go for a while. And then I'd walk through the room again and I'd see him maybe looking at a screw. And I'd make up a story. Oh my God, he needs me.
And I know,
Go
and
ahead.
I'm not trying to like bring up
No. Go ahead.
topic, but sometimes when I'm helping you with something, you do say like, oh, you don't have to do it. Never mind. Is it too much? So you're like, I'm not having a problem, but so I wonder what's going on for you.
That's
that
a great
you've
point.
asked someone to do something for you that as soon as it doesn't go like that, you think there's an issue.
Right. It is. It's almost like a self-worth thing. Like, do I deserve, like, I make up that you're suffering or Bo's suffering, and I try to take it away, even though, again, nobody's suffering.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I don't deserve someone working on this or whatever. And really, that I'm thinking about it now, oh my God, I think part of it is his girlfriend's here. And so he's occupied, and I have to be with his sweetheart, who I don't know that well, but I love madly. And so maybe that was part of the discomfort. Like, oh, what should I do now? Should I go talk to her? Is she okay in his room? Should I, like, not really knowing what I should do? So I guess there was several co-crazy layers going on.
Yeah.
Apparently I can't have people visit me because I become too preoccupied with what's happening for them.
Sarah and I have often thought maybe we should just go live in a cave. Like we could do these videos, but then we wouldn't have anything to talk about because every human interaction obviously is another video. We just text each other more content from this afternoon.
More episodes. So anyways, I really want you guys to think about, one other thing that this is reminding me of, and I wasn't that bad, but if you tend to chronically ask people questions, like say your child or your husband comes home and suddenly you're rifling him with questions, chronic question asking is a way to kind of control what you're feeling. So notice if you start doing that. And I don't know what the time is, Bud, but if we're looking at ways to control, there are lots of ways we try to control what we're feeling, and we try to control someone else because of what we're feeling. And I'm just going to read a little bit of this list. And I want
we got time for a few, but
all right, I'm just going to read a few. Okay. So these are ways we try to control people. Yell, get angry. We're passive aggressive, avoidance, silence, creating crises, criticism, acting out, financial control, shaming and blaming people. So those are just a few ways we try to control others when it's really trying to control what we're feeling. So what should we give as a tool, or what people need to work on looking at?
Ask once and trust the answer. Trusting the answer is really hard, but it's like asking once and then trusting what they tell you.
Yes. Yes. And letting them have the experience. This is the fact about my son building something. I'm not being helpful. The delusion is I'm people pleasing, like I'm helping him. All that does is create resentments for him because it comes across like I don't think he can do it. And then I get anxious because I'm in this state. When
and I really also to continuously ask for something when someone's trying to do something just distracts them from what they're trying to focus on.
Absolutely. And also he set the boundary and then I'm continue to violate the boundary is another thing. So that's something to think about too. So just notice if you're around someone that's doing something for you, or you believe you're helping them in some way, say to yourself, is this real help, or am I doing it for me?
Ask once and believe the answer.
People pleasing does not really please people. I'm quoting Will Arnett, which is another episode.
We're leaving Crazy Town, people.
Fasten your seatbelts. We love you.
Thanks for listening to Leaving Crazy Town. We hope today's episode offered you valuable insights and tools to help navigate your relationships.
If you found our discussion helpful, please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. And share it with a friend. Misery loves company, right?
Stay connected with us on social media and visit our website for additional resources and updates on future episodes.
Until next time, remember that breaking free from codependency is a journey, and we're here to help you every step of the way. And hey, if all else fails, at least you'll have a few laughs.
So buckle up. We're leaving Crazy Town.